Someone had mentioned you in a bit of the feedback and chats, and you weren't here. I don't think it was.
There's a lot of crap about this hipster business.
Yeah, it might have been something to do with hipster. I'll ask. Yeah, it could have been that.
I did see a book when I was in Glasgow in a art gallery. In the gift shop. I saw a book which was like the Penguin Guide on Hipsters.
Is it the one with the fella in the top hat and the sideburns on the front?
It's really quite funny. Yeah.
Did you have a read of it?
I had a read of a few pages. I might pick it up and read it out on the show sometime.
I've read the one that's the Ladybird Guide to Dating. Someone lent that to me. I don't know why. And there's one page in it that absolutely cracked me up. And it's a picture of like a girl having a hair done by another friend, and it says, such and such has got a date with John tonight. She spent 4 hours with her friend picking out the perfect outfit, sorting out her hair and doing her makeup. John is going to be 20 minutes late as he's doing very well on Call of Duty. Okay, carry on. Sorry, keep complimenting me.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
Don't ever stop.
That's kind of the compliments over, but one last point on the live show. But well done, by the way, and I appreciate your efforts last week. But Wally Frogmore got in touch and said, the between segment music in the live episode sounded like something from an 80s cop show.
Yeah, it did.
Now, when I listened to it, one, I started laughing when I heard it.
Yeah.
But two, what I thought actually was kind of... Do you remember when you were a kid at school and you'd have like particularly biology or geography would have these sort of videos? Yeah. And that was like the bit, and you'd always get that sort of diamond cross-hatch sort of thing to change scenes between the kind of like an Open University thing, or anyone who watched Lost and the tapes that the people recorded of the experiments they were doing on the island.
Okay, yes, it was very good.
But it was very much like that, like a science document, like a science show for kids that we'd watch in high school. I thought it was brilliant. It cracked me up.
Well, yeah, I mean, it needed something in there, didn't it? And I thought, well, as soon as I saw them on the app, I thought, I'm definitely making use of these. There were other sound effects and things like that. I had like rapturous applause and lightning strikes and all kinds of things. I think if I'd had a chance to play with it, I could have made it quite kitsch and quirky. But I resisted that temptation and just stuck with the digger sort of music going on. But in my mind, it felt dead professional as I sort of leant over my phone and I'd get to the end of a segment and I said, take a look at the news from around the world of rugby league, and hit my button like that. And it was with that little sort of whip of the finger away from the thing, like I've been doing it for years, like I was Bruno Brooks or something. It felt pretty good, to be honest. So yeah, I fully admit it was. No, I enjoyed it. It was pretty cheesy. It was good fun.
I'm happy with the Pimpin' Records tunes that we get to play each week.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy birthday to Rich over the weekend as well, Rich Wilkinson. But yeah,
bless him, there was a fella, Rich, I'll have to tell you his name. I wished Richard a happy birthday, and somebody commented on my comment wishing Richard a happy birthday, so I don't know if he'll have necessarily seen it.
He should have done.
He might well have done, will he? I don't know Facebook very well.
I'm sure there's some notification. They notify you about everything.
Someone commented on your comment though. I don't know. Anyway, so there's someone else who's wished you happy birthday as well, Rich.
But there you go. Dom Hodgson, he said, he asked, have you seen there's another winding up petition against Bradford Bulls? Tom?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. No worries, nothing to see here. We just don't like paying our bills, Mark.
What I found most...
But lots of businesses run...
most interested about it, I didn't know this, the Bradford Bulls Northern Limited, which is the company...
Current one, yeah.
Was incorporated in 2007.
Yeah, the name's been around for a while.
No, but was incorporated in 2007 with Mark Green as the sole director in 2007. Really? A couple of other companies were on board as like associate directors, and is it Elizabeth Green, his wife?
Yeah.
It was the secretary all along. Now she's a director after those other... but incorporated in 2007.
Well, I don't know the history of that very well then in that case. I didn't see.
Unless it's had a company name change, but I don't know if you can see that on the free record you can see on Company's House. But there you go, interesting stuff.
That was interesting.
But so you're saying that...
According to the club statement, we just were late on a payment and winding up orders are issued kind of automatically when certain things happen, and the thing today was to just dismiss it. They paid it and they'd already had notification.
When I looked at the link that Dom had sent us, it had basically hundreds and hundreds of appointments that were supposed to be in one day. So what that suggests to me is most of them would be cancelled.
Yeah.
Because they were like, these are supposed to be heard before a certain time.
Yeah.
These won't be heard until after a certain time.
Yeah.
And it's like, probably they're sat there with a list, crossing them off as the payments are made before it even gets to the point of having to have a hearing.
That's what I would say. Okay, but we've got enough fish to fry at Bradford without worrying about that sort of stuff. And to be honest with you, we're just used to it now. Winding up, we wipe our arses with winding up orders, Mark. We have them. You can't move around Odsal for a while.
Serious risks of plenty more heading your way in the future season as things stand. We'll talk a bit more about that later on.
Yeah, but let's take a look now at news from around the world of rugby league. So, to news from Rugby League this week, and lots of transfer news to bring you, and lots of halfbacks coming and going. We'll start at Castleford. The Tigers have re-signed standoff Rangi Chase until the end of the season with an option for a further year. The New Zealand-born former 2011 Man of Steel also earned 11 England caps during his previous 4-year stay at the Tigers. Chase left Castleford in 2014 to go to Salford, and the 30-year-old was a free agent after leaving Championship side Lee Centurions in May. "I've been thinking about my cast days, as those were the times when I was really happy," he said. "When the opportunity came up to go back to this great club, I took it with both hands. I wasn't going to let this opportunity slip away from me. This move is purely about the badge and the way it made me feel when I played for it. I'm really pleased to be able to add to our squad at such a crucial stage in the season," said head coach Darryl Powell. "Rangi Chase is a quality player who knows so much about Castleford Tigers and what it means to play for this club." Thoughts, Magillingworth?
My thoughts are, it seems like Rangi Chase may be returning a more humble man and not the star of the show, because Luke Gale clearly runs that ship, and I don't think Darryl Powell or the other players will let that be upset by a man who's often accused of being a bit of a unsettling presence with his ego and the like. I think it might be a different Rangi Chase we see. A Rangi Chase that doesn't quite have the expectation that he's had on himself over the last two moves, and a Rangi Chase who is needed in a side that have really struggled to find an answer at halfback with Ben Roberts injured. They pretty much seem to have decided Ryan Hampshire definitely isn't the answer there, so his options as being wanting to be a halfback are getting more and more questioned, I suppose. As a Wigan fan, that's a weird one for me to see. Paul McShane isn't a long-term solution, and Grant Millington certainly isn't. We definitely him playing in the halves and being expected to play 80 minutes against a Wigan side that really targeted him, gassed him completely. That second half of that first half was a big part of that game. I thought how knackered he was. And you just couldn't have that, and that was a situation that was not going to help anyone. So they moved well to fill a squad need, and I think it's a player who's got a lot of talent, and when the pressure might be off and he isn't necessarily the man, I think it's a good signing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's the star of that team. I think there's a lot of other big names in that side away from just your Luke Gales, but people like Denny Solomona, and there's a lot of pressure taken off Rangi Chase to perform in terms of being the entertainer, given some of the talent that they've got at that cast side. And I also think him and Luke Gale will actually complement. They should dovetail quite nicely with Gale's sort of game management and his ability to do the kicking and the moving the team around the park. It gives Rangi Chase that ability to do the X Factor stuff, take the ball into the line, and take the ball in the line and do the unexpected, and be the guy that takes the line on, and be the spark if you want. So it should be a good 6 and 7 combo for me.
Yeah, and I suppose the one thing is there is a bit of pressure because of the league table situation. Cast dropping to 8th now, but we'll get on to that sort of chat later on. If he can come in and improve that, then that's fine. If not, there's still no weight of expectation. Speaking of a weight of expectation, London Broncos have re-signed Australian standoff Jamie Soward ahead of the Super 8 campaign. Soward, who's 31 and a former New South Wales State of Origin playmaker, had a spell in Super League with London in 2013. He returns to the Broncos, where he scored 68 points, including 5 tries, following his release from the NRL side Penrith Panthers. He had not featured for the Panthers since the 4th of June and was most recently dropped to their reserve grade side. Another thing that excites me the most about this is that you've got Pew 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 next to Pewhairangi. Fantastic times. I just think it's remarkable.
Yeah.
When other clubs could have been after him, I mean, Hull Cow need a half-back for the middle eights. So St Helens need a half-back for the
forever. Yeah.
Rami Chase has been signed by Castleford.
Yeah.
That happened after Jamie Soward. It's just I think it's completely remarkable that they pulled off signing a player who, yes, he isn't as good as he was in, say, 2010 when he was a Premiership winner and then in State of Origin.
He's still good enough
sort of stuff.
More good for the Super
League. He was really good in his short spell with London before, and he really bought into the club and seemed to really enjoy his time there. And this is great for the Broncos. Great for London Rugby League, a big headline player playing in the Championship who's going to be in the middle eights. We know that now. And that opens up the middle eights even more, makes it really exciting. And if London can get their pack going in any sort of way, shape or form, this guy, along with Pewhairangi, like you said, who's been rave reviews, it's going to be remarkable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great. I'm led to believe that he's with them until the end of the season, and then he's probably going to move to a Super League team if London don't go up for whatever reason. But it also, it goes to that idea that he bought into. He obviously enjoyed his time with the Broncos and holds the club with some sentiment as well.
He always said he intended to come back. I think they saved him from a situation that he was unhappy in, and I think that they've done this for him again. I think that's where that affection obviously really sits, which is great.
Yeah. That's it. Okay, so good luck, Jamie Soward, I guess. Okay. Other transfer news this week, and I'm taking a deep breath because remarkably the Wigan fan that sets this show up in terms of the rundown has put quite a bit in about the announcement this week that Wigan Warriors have re-signed their ex-favourite New Zealand international Thomas Luluai on a deal which sees Tommy playing for the next few years and then taking up an assistant coach's role once his playing days are over. This mirrors Wigan's highly successful experience with England halfback Paul Deacon in 2010. The 31-year-old Luluai rejoins Wigan for the 2017 season after 4 years in New Zealand with the New Zealand Warriors. In addition to his 4 years in the NRL, Luluai played regularly for New Zealand in the halves and at hooker, attaining 38 caps. Luluai returns to Wigan for the remainder of his playing career and his subsequent transition to coaching, having previously spent 6 years at the club, making 189 appearances, scoring 60 tries and winning a grand final, a Challenge Cup and League Leaders trophies. Wigan Warriors chairman Ian Lenigan said, "It was always part of our long-term plans for Tommy to return to Wigan. We have remained in contact over the last few years and it is clear that he still has great affinity for the Wigan club. Tommy was invited back to Wigan during last year to help him rehabilitate after injury and to contribute to the coaching and the team spirit of the players. He was always a natural leader on and off the pitch and previously, but his time in New Zealand and the NRL has improved these qualities even further. We believe in his maturity, leadership, positional flexibility and strength will make him an excellent addition to the Wigan squad. It is clear that also that Tommy has all the attributes needed to become a very good coach, and we look forward to him starting that stage of his career with us in a few years' time." You may want to know more about this, and what did Tommy Luluai have to say? Well, strap in. Thomas Luluai said, "With my wife being from Wigan and us having a newborn baby, I thought for my family it would be better for us to be back in England. I had a bit of a look round in Super League, but as soon as I knew Wigan were interested, it was a no-brainer, to be honest. I've got a lot of close friends at Wigan and I really love the club and its history. I really enjoyed my time there and look forward to coming back and representing the club with the pride and the passion that it deserves and to winning some more trophies before moving on to a career in coaching." Wigan broke the news shortly after New Zealand Warriors had confirmed Luluai's departure a year before the end of his deal with them. Warriors managing director Jim Doyle said, "Tommy's contracted until the end of next season, but he approached us some time ago asking for a release so he and his family could return to England. While we were certainly keen to see him play out the remainder of his contract, Tommy has always made it clear that he would go back to England at some stage. His leadership qualities and professionalism have been invaluable, but we understand his desire to return to England and take comfort from the fact we have a number of options in his position. For now, he's fully committed and passionate about giving the Vodafone Warriors all he can for the rest of the season." Luluai said he was grateful to the club for clearing the way for him to take his English-born wife, Natalie, and their baby daughter back to the UK, saying, "I've loved being in familiar surroundings, even though we've had our share of challenges, but we've reached a point where we would like to go back. I can't thank the Warriors enough for their understanding with this. Jim and Cappy, who's Andrew McFadden to the uninitiated, have been fantastic about it." I don't think we need to say any more. Or would you like to?
Don't need to say loads. Apparently,
terrific piece of news.
better playing contracts for the prospect of a longer term solution, obviously, and he'll be working alongside his brother-in-law in the Wigan coaching setup in years to come. It's all,